for our next discussion as well. Now, Typhoon Podul struck Taiwan's southeast coast today, bringing winds up to 191 kilometers per hour. Taitung experienced the strongest winds, with authorities urging residents to take shelter immediately. Schools and offices were closed in 9 cities, including Kaohsiung and Tainan. More than 5,500 people were evacuated, and locals are stocking up on supplies and moving to safer locations. Here's what a local had to say on this issue.
我们在加固船左右舷的这个船缆，然后把我们遮阳棚跟帆全部都收掉，那剩下就是检查船上排水跟其他一些设备有没有紧固。那我们目前像这艘船，这也是我们从法国进口的一艘船，船的状况都还不错啦。那在这种台风天，我们有信心可以应对。
All domestic flights were cancelled, affecting 252 flights, while 129 international flights were suspended, mainly from Kaohsiung and Taoyuan airports. After hitting the southeast, Podul is expected to reach Taiwan's western coast later this week, and then China's Fujian province. Southern areas could receive up to 600 millimeters of rain, raising risks of landslides and flooding. Taiwan frequently faces typhoon with Podul following July's storm that caused record winds and damage to the electricity grid. Now we go back to our guest discussion with Ross Feingold, who's a political analyst, joins us live from Taiwan. Ross, what more can you tell us about this situation? Are you staying safe where you are in Taiwan?
I'm speaking from northern Taiwan, from Taipei, which is at the northern tip of Taiwan. And the storm has mainly affected the southern parts of Taiwan. Schools and offices were closed throughout southern Taiwan. Today, the storm in southern Taiwan is extremely serious. As with any typhoon, this is a good reminder to take typhoons very, very seriously. There's the risk of high winds, and things could go flying around. Tree branches, signs from storefronts could come flying off. And there's also the risk of flooding as well. So we've seen some of that in southern Taiwan today, not so much in northern Taiwan where I'm speaking from, but I was outside just before coming on air with you, and even here in northern Taiwan, the wind is very strong. In fact, it blew the glasses off my face. So that's how strong the wind is. But one of the issues that southern Taiwan is struggling with, as you mentioned, in early July, there was a serious typhoon, Typhoon Danis, and that was followed by multiple days across July of very heavy rain. Although it wasn't typhoon, it was heavy rainstorms. So southern Taiwan has really been hit significantly over the past 5 weeks or so with a lot of rain. There's a lot of damage. There's a lot of crop damage, property damage, and people in southern Taiwan were still recovering from those earlier storms, and now they have another storm today.
Thank you, Ross, for sharing that. And do you think there can be any cooperation that we can see as Taiwan as well as China's coast that is closer to Taiwan faces similar kind of disaster and this typhoon?
Typically, when there's a bad storm in either location in Taiwan, and typically the typhoons that hit Taiwan often move on to hit the Chinese coast, the two sides will exchange messages. We'll see state media or politicians from either side. They'll say at press conferences or post on social media expressions of concern about damage, property damage, or the loss of life on the other side. But at the moment, because of the poor state of relations between the two sides, there's simply no substantive cooperation of any kind.
And thank you very much, Ross Feingold, for always joining us and sharing your insight all the way from Taiwan. Now we move on to our next news.